Metal tubing, bars, pipes, and other raw metal forms are generally made in their most basic shapes in a foundry. If you wanted to construct a gate or railing containing bars with a custom twist, you would have to use a machine that perfectly twists the bar around, just as desired. Or perhaps you wanted to construct a strong guardrail made out of thick metal tubing around a post. You would have to use a metal bending machine to transform a straight length of tubing into a curved one. Metal bending and metal rolling is a very precise industrial process that requires the right machine for the job. In the field of metalworking, rolling of metal is a forming process that takes the raw stock form of the metal, heats it to make it malleable, and passes it through a series of rollers to slowly and progressively change its shape. This has to be done slowly to ensure that the metal retains proper strength and doesn't bend or crease. This process also requires very high constant forces, as bending metal is no easy task. In general, there are two types of metal rolling: cold rolling and hot rolling. If the temperature of the metal is above its recrystallization temperature, then the process is known as hot rolling. If the temperature of the metal is below its recrystallization temperature, the process is known as cold rolling. There are many different types of metal bending and rolling machines. The machinery is incredibly mesmerizing to watch as it shapes and forms metal with ease. There are two main types of these machines: industrial and ornamental. Industrial metal bending and rolling machines are used to shape metal stock into forms that are used industrially, such as those used for construction or in the automotive industry. One example of industrial metal forming machinery is the broaching machine, which uses a tooth tool to remove small portions of metal from the manufactured part. There's also the press brake machine, which allows operators to transform thin or thick sheet metal into 3D shapes, such as complex beams or boxes. This machine applies a great deal of force at an angle to precisely bend the metal. Finally, there are roll benders, which use rollers to bend and shape tubing or pipe into the desired shape by applying force to the metal through the rollers themselves. Aside from the industrial machinery, other metal forming machinery takes on the creation of ornamental and artistic metal works. These machines are used for twisting metal bars to make fancy railings or even shaping wrought iron. For example, the end wrought iron machine allows the user to put in a red-hot piece of metal and easily shape it to the desired form. There are also machines like the power hammer, which is the perfect tool for blacksmiths and metal workers alike. This machine deals repeated blows to the metal placed in its path, allowing the user to craft knives, spears, or other pointed objects without ever having to swing a hammer. Different types of metalwork require completely different machinery for manufacturing. Even though creating a curved pipe and twisting a rod are both types of metalworking, the ways in which machinists, engineers, and ironworkers go about manufacturing these elements are completely different. It's in this way that these metalworking machines are so useful. Once armed with a wide variety of machines, metalworkers can quickly and efficiently create precision parts without too much labor. In days past, creating complex ironworks might have taken weeks or months, even for skilled blacksmiths. However, thanks to all of the complex machinery available today, the process is now simpler than ever, allowing the creation of some of the most interesting metalworks ever.